Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Stéphane. I'm the founder of Open Food Facts. So I'm going to just introduce the project in a minute and tell you about what we use Perl for, the challenges we face, and how the Perl Foundation and Outreach are helping us to face some of them. So this is what you see in a shop, and if I ask you to pick the healthiest food, what you would have to do is to turn all those packages and read all the fine prints and take notes and compare, and it's going to take a lot of time. So that's why we thought, let's take all this data and put this into a kind of Wikipedia for food products. So we made a mobile app to scan barcodes, and people can take pictures of products. And so fast forward 9 years, we have close to 2 million food products in our database of food products. And of course, when you have products in a food database, then you can do a lot of cool things with them, like crafts and etc. One thing we do as well is also a mobile application where you can scan barcodes, and then from the ingredients, from the nutrition facts table, we compute a lot of indicators to see is the product of good nutritional quality, how processed is it, what about the environmental impact, is it vegetarian, vegan, etc. So there are lots of things, lots of reasons to get interested in the food unit. So we really modeled our project after Wikipedia. So we copied the whole idea of Wikipedia, a crowdsourced project, collaborative project. We are a non-profit, independent from the food industry. And everything we do is open source, and all the data that we collect is in open data. So anyone can use it for any purpose. And we are very happy that, yeah, we have seen tons of reuses of the data in lots of different mobile applications for tons of different people. And also something I'm very proud of, that the community is very proud of, is that we have a lot of scientists that are reusing the data for their research papers. So what we use Perl for? Well, I love Perl, so I try to use Perl for everything in the project, and we use it for almost everything. So we have a web front end, we have an API server, and that has also search and aggregation. We do a lot of analysis of the data. So one thing, for instance, is taking the list of ingredients and trying to cut it into all the individual ingredients, but there are many more things that we do with the data. And for the backend, we use MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database. And I like it a lot because I can take all my Perl hashes of arrays and just put that into JSON into the MongoDB database and then retrieve back later. So that's really nice. One word on just one example of what we do with the data is this ingredient analysis. So we have a list of ingredients in any languages, and we want to really extract those individual ingredients so that we can compute if a product is vegan, for instance, so that we can detect all the food additives, all the allergens, and all that. And to do that, we have a kind of big tree of thousands of ingredients that we created with synonyms and translations in almost all languages. And then we try to parse all that, and it's quite a fun task, a daunting task, especially to do that in all languages. So in terms of challenges, I wish it was as nice as this slide that I showed you earlier, but the reality is that everything is kind of mixed together. It's my fault. So we have one code base that does a lot of things together, and that's because it grew over time. So one thing is that we still use ModPerl, for instance, and we have a very hard time to attract new developers and newcomers. And that's where we were very happy when Makoto from the Perl Foundation told us we could have an outreach intern to help us. So they worked on improving how to set up the project. The big part of the work was to use template toolkit to get rid of all the HTML tags in the code and put it into templates. And now we're working on refactoring to really separate all the big components of the tool. So we did a lot of progress thanks to the interns, but there's still a lot to be done. So I'm very much hoping that some of you may be willing to help us. So if you are, please feel free to join, to talk to me in the Slack or to catch me later. Thank you very much.